The Black Ops 6 Warzone integration has finally happened, and well, they broke the game. Again. Let's get into it. Just a quick note that between me recording this video and then editing this video and putting it out, Call of Duty have released an update that does improve the audio in Warzone. I've tested it for one game. I will say that footsteps were a lot clearer than before. They still weren't great. However, a lot of the points that I make in this video are still relevant to Call of Duty's Warzone integrations. So the point still stands, the video still stands. Enjoy. Now, we're going to start with the biggest issue I think that everyone is having, and it is the audio, or basically the lack of audio in Black Ops 6 Warzone. Footsteps are pretty much non-existent, gun sounds are too loud, kill streaks are too loud, and I think this is because of a game engine that we're currently playing on. So, I'm no expert in game engines, however, we knew that before this integration was taking place, that we were reverting back to a former version of Urzikstan, basically the Urzikstan that dropped last year with Modern Warfare 3, where no pop-up power changes, no superstore, no bunkers, and basically I think this game has been built around that engine. It's been developed alongside it, and because of that, in Modern Warfare 3's life cycle, we saw changes to the audio in Warzone that minimized your player's sound, so like your player's footsteps, your player's parachute, your player's gun sounds, kill streaks, stuff like that. And because this game has been built on a previous engine and not an updated one, I think that basically because of that, the audio has reverted back to what it was, and that is the issue with it. Also, and I don't know how true it is because I've never tested it, there is obviously now a paid version of audio in Warzone, where you can pay, I think it's like £20 or $20, and you can have sort of an enhanced audio, basically that's personalised to you. Apparently they scan your ears or something. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I don't think that's any better either. From what I've seen, I've never really seen a hard push on that. It might be absolutely brilliant. I'm not prepared to pay £20 to have good audio in a game. It should just be in the game. So audio is a big issue, but there is more to deal with. Next up, we're going to talk about movement. Now, movement has sort of divided the community a little bit, I would say. For me, it feels very clunky. Other people said it feels very smooth. I think that multiplayer is a lot smoother in comparison to what we have in Warzone right now. And I think that's probably due to the removal of the default perks. So, in Modern Warfare 3's Warzone, things like dexterity, which reduces like camera shake and stuff like that, sprinting while reloading, sprinting while playing, being able to sort of move around, tack sprint while reloading, stuff like that, they were all just default perks. And now in Black Ops, they are not default perks. You've got to select them if you want a bit more fluid movement. So currently I've been using Dexterity, which reduces the camera shake, then Sprinter, which gives you unlimited attack sprint, and Gung Ho. And for me, that kind of gives me a bit of a smooth movement. However, it's not one-to-one like it is in multiplayer. I know that's what the devs were after. And before they integrated this, they said, no, we want the movement to be one-to-one with multiplayer. Multiplayer, for me, is above and beyond a whole lot smoother than what it is in Warzone. Even things like mantling, sort of crouching, going prone, diving, it just feels so clunky, so slow, so delayed. However, I will say that I can't imagine Call of Duty now without Omni Movement. Omni Movement has been such a great addition to the game. I've been loving it in Black Ops 6, and I think that once we kind of get these movement tweaks sorted out, a bit more used to it, and hopefully they do sort of improve the generic base speed of things, removing delays and stuff like that, then potentially, I think Warzone's movement could be in a very good place. I don't think I'd want to see a Call of Duty now without Omni Movement, because of the fact of where we were 2 years ago with Modern Warfare 2 to now. I think that the movement has come night and day on, and yeah, I would love to see Omni Movement being a staple feature of Call of Duty in years to come. Something I've been seeing all over the timeline is the time to kill, saying that some people have been saying it's too fast, some people have been saying it's too slow. For me, I'm more on the too slow side. I think it's been mad inconsistent. Now, I don't know if this is to do with the various different hitboxes that we now have, or if there's something to do with the damage multipliers. I suspect it's more multipliers than it is hitboxes, because if you watch this clip here that I've got on screen now, basically I rarely miss a shot on this person. However, they still manage to hop over the wall and somehow get away, not even get a knock, at a range that's built for an AR as well. A lot of the ARs feel really weak in this game, so I don't know if there is a problem with time to kill. I don't know if it is to do with sort of damage multipliers on some guns as opposed to other guns, but yeah, I think that needs looking at in some way, shape or form, or it's just for them to come out and say, look, actually there isn't a problem with the time to kill, this is because of these damage multipliers or because of these hitboxes, and really explain how the time to kill is working in this sort of new integration of Warzone. Something that sort of transporting me in my mind back to the Warzone 2 days and the Modern Warfare 2 Warzone, is the throwing down of armor boxes and ammo boxes and portable radars. It all feels so slow. It feels like you throw the box down, it goes down close and then opens, but then there's a delay for you to be able to get your ammo out, which is one, really irritating, and two, these are bugged right now. So when you throw down a munitions box in Warzone, you only get 60 bullets out of it for AR, or sort of like, say, 44 SMG, just the generic sort of clip size that you find as you run around looting. That's what you kind of get out of these boxes. So I don't know if that's a bug or if it's intentional. I've never seen anything on the timeline to say that it is intentional, but then again, I've never seen anything to say that it's a bug either. So I don't know where we're at with them. They're feeling really slow, really sluggish. And especially, it's annoying given the fact that I've been playing Black Ops 6 for the last 3 weeks now, where when you throw down the assault pack, not only one is it instantaneously open, but two, you don't actually have to interact with it on the ground. It just refills your ammo straight away. Why can't we not have some sort of quality of life change like that in Warzone? I don't really know, to be honest. Something that is definitely universal across the board is the performance of the game. People have been reporting frame drops drastically in comparison to what we had Warzone a few days ago with Modern Warfare 3. Again, I think this goes back to the game engine aspect of it. I think the game engine for Modern Warfare 3 had maybe been a little bit more optimized by the time that we got to the end of the cycle. This one's obviously reverted back, I think. Don't know for sure. Nothing's been confirmed on that. So I think that's why we're experiencing frame drops and stuff like that. And I will say as well, visibility, especially on Area 99, isn't great. The colours are very vibrant. I'm really vibing with the map. I think for a desert map, there's not an awful lot you can do with the colours. However, for me personally, I think it's a nice, vibrant map. However, trying to see who is shooting at you is nigh on impossible. I know I wear glasses, but I mean, come on, my eyesight's still not that bad. I'm not even 30 yet. So where do we go from here? Well, we're going to need a lot of updates again. And it feels like we're on this thing that I've decided to call the Warzone cycle. So for the Warzone cycle, we start the year off with an integration, whether or not that was Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. And basically, in this integration, we see a lot of big Call of Duty creators, which we have seen this time around as well, big up the game and say that it's really good. However, 99% of the time, this integration breaks the game. We then get a few weeks in, and the complaints start from these content creators. We've actually already seen some of these complaints come through already in terms of audio and performance, which is rightly so because the audio and performance is really bad in this game, with calls for the developers to start changing things. Then, for about the next 6 months, we see the game go through some really good quality of life changes, and it's really annoying that these quality of life changes cannot be in the game from the off. It feels like we're always kind of rebuilding the game over and over. However, we go through these quality of life changes, the game slowly but surely starts to improve, but by this point the player base, especially the casual player base, has already given up with the game because it's launched broken once again. Then we get towards the end of the Warzone cycle, and Warzone typically is in a really solid place. However, this solid place typically tends to be towards the back end of the yearly Call of Duty release cycle. So we typically have a solid game like what we had with Modern Warfare 3's Warzone. I think Warzone that we had less than a week ago now was very good. And now we have Warzone, which is very bad. So we typically have a good game, which then gets hard reset and destroyed by the next integration. And then we just repeat this incredibly broken cycle year on year. And eventually Call of Duty is going to have to learn something and do something different. So what can they do differently? Well, for me personally, I think Warzone needs to be its own thing, standard, period. Now, I don't think that we need to be tying Warzone to the yearly Call of Duty cycle. I think it needs to be its own thing. Yes, I will say in terms of weapons and adding them to the game, I think that's a good idea. However, things like perks, equipment, vehicles, maps, movement engines need to be left alone to Warzone and be its own thing. I think that if you never played Black Ops 6 and you load into Warzone on Thursday, you have everything locked because of prestige, and then you have the game as bad as it is, it wouldn't surprise you never want to touch that game again. That's how bad the game really is. When you look at sort of battle royales like Fortnite, Apex, they very rarely change. Yes, they do change. Of course they change. Those games obviously get updates. They're constantly kept fresh. However, the fundamentals of those games very rarely change. Yet with Warzone, we seem to see go through a fundamental change year after year. Like every autumn time, every sort of November or December, like we go through huge Warzone change that changes movement, or it changes the game engine, or it changes, you know, the weapons that are in the game, and it really impacts the quality of life of Warzone. It ultimately boils down to the fact that Warzone has no major competition. Yes, Call of Duty players, like myself, I have also played Fortnite and I've played Apex. However, they are vastly different games to Warzone. If I was looking for something very different to Warzone, then I would go play Fortnite and I would go play Apex. However, there is a rumoured Battlefield Battle Royale on the horizon. And when you think about the years gone by of Battlefield's going to destroy Call of Duty this year, and sort of, you know, when Battlefield 3 like releases against like a Call of Duty title, which one's going to be the better seller? Like back in the day, Call of Duty players, for the most part, fundamentally will go to a Battlefield title and give it a try, because the gameplay isn't awfully different between the two games when you think about it. If Call of Duty's on a modern shooter, you can probably guarantee that Battlefield's on a modern shooter. If Call of Duty's on a World War II shooter, you can guarantee that Battlefield's probably done a World War I, as they did, or a World War II shooter. The games kind of just go along with the flow against each other. And as a Call of Duty player, I'd be more likely to play a Battlefield Battle Royale as opposed to really maining Fortnite or Apex. So if Battlefield was to release a Battle Royale, it's not been confirmed yet, it's very, very heavily rumoured. At least I don't think it's been confirmed yet. Anyway, if Battlefield was to release a Battle Royale, if I was the developer on that game, I'd be looking at Warzone going, yeah, that's not good, we're not going to do that. That's not good, we're not going to do that. Because I bet you could hive off a big chunk of Warzone's player base and probably keep them if you deliver a good, solid Battle Royale, as opposed to whatever Call of Duty and Warzone are serving up on a yearly basis. Right now, will we see a break in the Warzone cycle? Probably not. If there's competition to it, then who knows? Hopefully we might actually get a decent game for a change. This year has got a lot of promise. There's been a lot of goodwill built up with Black Ops 6 and how good that has been sort of taken in by the community. I think it's one of the most smoothest and polished Call of Duties we've had in a long, long time. However, the Warzone integration, not great. Hopefully with Verdansk coming in a few months' time, they will get their act together and we'll sort this out. It's a game that I've loved for years now, but slowly but surely I can see my passion and my desire and want to play Warzone going very, very swiftly. Let me know how you found the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Warzone update in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time.